My initial two-night stay in Wauchula was merely logistical. I actually brought my camper down here to put it in storage after a two-night stay here so I could go down to Fort Lauderdale and work at a poker tournament. This World Poker Tour event was the first of its kind in over a year, and it was grossly underestimated, and we were severely understaffed. I averaged 15-hour days, and I was exhausted. So I abandoned my original plan of going to Tampa to play poker and instead booked another stay at Wauchula. And I won't lie to you, my reason for wanting to come back here? Pickleball. They play pickleball at 9 o'clock every morning here. Great group. And I learned here that even small kids are getting in on it. The popularity of the sport is still exploding, and there's full-time RV families with 4 kids that are playing this sport and playing it really well now. Now, if you've been following my journeys long enough, you know that I have different kinds of experiences everywhere I go, and I don't always know until I get there what I'm going to do. Some places it's all about sightseeing. Other places I might find a profitable poker room and focus on playing. Others might find great pickleball in the area, so I play a lot of pickleball. And every now and then I just find a special campground and I hardly ever want to leave. This is one of those places. There was no shortage of activity here, and I really met a lot of people, and what I found really interesting was how many brand new full-time RVers there are. Full-time families, in fact. It seems during COVID, many work-from-home folks have taken mass exodus from the cities and hit the road, which is fantastic, and I hope many of them stick with it. But it sure has made it difficult to shop for an RV right now. It's a seller's market. RVs are flying off the shelves. I think my favorite thing to do here at the Peace River Thousand Trails was go for walks, at least 2 or 3 times a day. I did my best to spot a wild alligator on this Florida trip, but to no avail once again. I did, however, come across a wild boar. I couldn't see it, but I could very well hear it, and so I grabbed a big stick in case I had to thump it on the snout. So it turns out fossil hunting is a really big thing at Peace River. All you really need is a sift and then something to sort of shovel sand into the sift, and you find all kinds of fun things like shark's teeth. And I figure the best way to find a live alligator is to actually go out in the water and see if you can't bump into one. Now, my new friend here is 72 years old, and he's been doing this for years in the Peace River, and he swears that the alligators are real docile during the winter because they're not hungry in the winter. They're only hungry in the summer. But I made sure he went first. Honestly, I really wasn't expecting to find much, but because fossil hunting is such a thing here at Peace River, I figured I had to do it. Tell you what, this doesn't seem bad for an hour's worth of work. I was assured by my expert friend that I found several bone fragments here as well as a few dozen shark's teeth. I didn't find that wild alligator, but hey, you can't take an alligator home. You can take these home with you as mementos.
Just wanna sip it till the pain wears off. For me, and then ride on. Line 'em up and knock 'em down. 2 more, let's go, 'cause I ain't.
Finally I found my wild gators. No, not really. But it's almost as good because I only paid $4 to get in this zoo, and that's pretty freaking awesome. I can't say those gators did much of anything. I think they're related to this Galapagos turtle. Emus are the second largest bird in the world, but they have teeny tiny wings, so they look like large embryos to me. Gross. Vultures. You see vultures all over Florida, and these birds aren't actually part of the exhibit. Or are they? I tell you, some of these animals you just want to take home with you, don't you? I mean, look at this puppy. And these kittens, they're just so adorable. So what if they're 30 pounds? Now this guy here is a little bit frustrated. I just missed the opportunity to catch it on video too, but he was wading in the weeds and he leaped about 10 feet in the air and nearly caught a vulture. What is it about Siesta Key? Why is it rated the #1 beach in the USA? Well, take a look. It's flat white sands as far as you can see, and this is so easy to walk on. There's no slope, it's not soft, it's a nice hard packed sand. It's just perfect. Yeah, Siesta Key is a pretty nice little area, I suppose. And just like anywhere else, some have it better than others. It was just a little too chilly to ride one of these little tricycle scooter thingies, but you better believe I would have gotten the Herbie love bug. But while it wasn't great weather for the beach or riding scooters, it was perfect weather for sitting on a patio and having a quesadilla. Well, I didn't exactly get to see the spring break version of Siesta Key, but I had a really nice time here, even though the wild alligator still continues to elude me. Well, sometimes if you can't find exactly what you're looking for, you can find a reasonable alternative at the convenience store. It's kind of a cool deal. Sunoco gets to raise these baby gators until they're big enough to be transferred to Gator World just down the road. But I have a sneaky suspicion those baby gators are just a ploy to get you to buy citrus. So there are 2,000 trails in this area, one down in Orlando and this one about 40 miles north here in Wildwood, Florida. Why would I choose Wildwood? Why, I kind of just wanted to hang out with cows. Now cows and wild boars and armadillos are pretty darn cool, but this is a cool cat, and this is truly the mascot of the campground. So apparently, according to another camper anyway, this cat has been the campground mascot for over 10 years. And the really cool thing about him is you can come up to him and pet him, and he's all lovey-dovey, and then when you're done, he doesn't follow you, not one step. And in fact, one RVer, I guess, tried to take him in and keep him indoors, and he just wouldn't have it. He's just super happy being a campground cat. So the stage was set. I had this perfect campsite looking right across the way at a pasture with cows and trees with Spanish moss and these lanterns. I could read here at night, and I would just hang out here. I wouldn't go anywhere. I had a nice short stay here, and this time I would just relax, right? Yeah, but then I learned about this city called The Villages. The Villages for about 7 years was the fastest growing city in the country, and is still one of the fastest growing cities. It grew from 94,000 to 125,000 in 7 years, and I think right now it's 133,000, something like that. It's almost all senior citizens, 80% senior citizen. Now, why would that interest me? I'm barely 50 years old. I'm just a young pup. Well, it turns out this is a pickleball mecca. There are over 200 pickleball courts in the Villages. Now, I won't lie, this was very much an older crowd and very much a private club. I wasn't supposed to be there at all. And I was kind of a superstar there. So anyway, I just played about 4 hours and then I snuck out.